Hey y'all, it's me, Laura B at Craft and See with Laura B. How is everyone doing today? I am well, thank you. We are here today because I want to do some of these little origami dresses. This is not my idea. I got it from Gi Kerr. I will link her in the description box, and I'll probably link my playlist on there. I have several playlists, and one is devoted to, I think it's called Dingly Danglies, as she calls these little things, and it says paper clips. So anyway, I will link that down below. It has, I think, almost every one of her origami series, which I really like. Anyway, so these are the ones that I have made so far and decorated. Here's a little pretty yellow one, and made it an altered paper clip and covered the back. The front is with the paper I made, the bubble paper as I call it. You know, the food coloring dish soap, you blow bubbles into it and paper. I have done that before, and I really like it because, well, I love a bright, cheery yellow. It just is a happy color. And this one is out of a double-sided paper pad that I ended up covering up because, you know, I'll show you the back. And then I stickled the flowers. I can't remember who this is called. Delilah or something. It's by Colorbach, and it's a thicker. It's not quite, I wouldn't call it a cardstock, not like the thick ones, but still, it's thicker than just your normal, when they call, whatever it's called. I'm losing my words. Anyway, so I had gotten this strip of pearls and rhinestones. I think I got it in Happy Mail. So I really liked it, and I attached it along the bottom. Again, stickled ribbon I have, and then I covered the back with some of my paper that I put food coloring in it and water, and then I spritz it. And this, to make it shimmery, I put some shimmery paint. And then this one, again, this is my jelly print paper. And I really like this one. I mean, I really, really like this one. I think it's really pretty with the green. And of course, I didn't cover the back because, you know, this could be something that you stick down in a journal. And then here's this little tiny one. Look at that, I have something. Don't tell me that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting calloused. That's funny. And it's a paper clip too. And I tried covering it and it just kind of went wonky. So I put more of this trim on it. And it's just, don't look behind the curtain. And actually I want to put little something or another's on that. And here's the big one that I made that I absolutely love. It's gorgeous in my opinion. I used that rose trim that everybody has. And then I have this tool, I think it's called, with little golden, whatever. Anyway, again, losing my words. So I just think it's gorgeous. I draped it over there as if it was a shawl, and she's going to, you know, she's Victorian era, going to a ball or a dance. You know, maybe it's her coming out. It's the season. Anyway, so here's another one that I made. We're going to decorate. I will say that it's a little, this is a printout from Junk with Stuff, and it's on a little bit thicker paper, so it tends to tear a little bit. And we will decorate that today. Here's another one. This is Coffee Stained Papers by Kyung Shotwell. And then if we have time, we're going to make another. We are going to have time because we're going to. Okay, let me start over. We are going to start with making one first. There I go. If you can hear the construction out back, I apologize. I believe it's still from down the street, but eventually they're going to start next door. And then, well, that's going to suck for me because it's going to be noisy all the time, and my dog's going to run out barking. Now, you start with a square. You can start with any size, obviously. I've made various, but for this one, we are going to start with 6 by 6. So out comes the paper trimmer. 6 by 6, I said, right? All right, it'll be a big one. Oh, so how is everyone today? I'm hanging in there. I've had a, I don't know, over 24 hours worth of just, the universe decided to, you know, it feels like the universe decided to crap all over me. I can't remember what started it. Actually, I do know what started it. Now you're going to get a little bit of medical rant here. I went to refill a prescription online that I have been taking for years. I've been taking this medicine since 2015. And I went online to refill it. You know, I do mail order pharmacy, and they couldn't find it. It wasn't on there. Anyway, I'm going to put a pin in that because I want to do this. So I have a 6 by 6 paper. The first thing you're going to do is fold it in half the best you can. And my paper trimmer is off. It really is. Just by enough that I notice, and this is even worse than normal. It normally doesn't do it that badly. So what I'm going to do is trim it. And this is, you know, what happens if you're just slightly off. You know, you do want to trim it. And hopefully it'll take care of the problem. In fact, hang on. To triple make double and triple make sure, because you saw how I was pushing that up there. We will, and it really doesn't matter if it's slightly under 6 or slightly over 6. It just needs to be uniform. And that probably hopefully took care of that problem. However, this trimmer I have noticed is slightly off from, I have to blow in it. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. This trimmer, if you line it up against, like if there's a line here and you line it up, it actually cuts on the inside of it. I'm going to go 675. Let's just go here and call it good. That is probably Donna ringing into me. We've been discussing all the issues that I've been having. So one of them is the GFI that blew a month and a half ago. It blew in June and took out that whole wall and the outside plug, which in turn, the outside plug had an extension cord in it that powered the shed and the outside light, and they're all dead. 1 second it was fine, and the next second it was out. Last night at like 11:30, I was less than happy, as you can imagine. Oh, for God's sake. Close enough. There. This is where the OCD of mine kicks in. And I bet it's all wrong. So, I'm going to have to refold it. Hey. Come to the edge. Anyway. So, yeah, that was problem number 1 last night at, 11, and it's still crooked. 11:30 at night. And, of course, I had to find extension cords and hook up what I needed to hook up. And since I was so just from that, instead of going to bed, I had to, good God almighty, I had to lay on the couch and watch TV until I fell asleep, because otherwise I would lay there and I would stew about it. And no reading would not help, because, good God, this is just going off the rails. Of course, I'm on camera. If anything's going to go off the rails, it's going to happen when you're on camera, right? So, so you're going to fold in half like this. I will trim it up in a minute. Fold it in half. And then you're going to fold into the middle. It may or may not straighten itself out. And if it doesn't, then I will trim it. So you fold each side into the middle. again. You're going to fold in half both ways, and then both sides into the middle, like this. Now, you can ink along the way or ink at the end before you know, if you choose to glue everything. I don't like the middle of my dress being inked, so I wait till the end. Alright, so now, pattern side up, and you're going to fold, and it's a little bit tricky. I am going to trim this up. I don't know if you can hear the Eurasian collared doves outside, but yeah. And I can do that better than I just did. So this is going to go in the front. This is going to be the front of the dress. So you're going to take it, you've got your middle fold like this, and you fold it into the middle, right? So you're going to take that middle fold and fold that basically in half. And then you're going to do the same for the other side. Make sure I got that even. Because, you know, it matters somewhat. Oh, come on. There. Come on. There. And then the other side into the middle. So here's the middle. And I already did that side. So this is what it's going to look like. And then you're going to turn it over. And this is what it looks like from the back. And when you stand it up, pattern side. The side that you want on the inside, outside, the front of the dress. That's what that looks like. That's what that looks like. And this is what it's going to look like when you're done. And then you take this and basically you refold it where it already was. It was already folded, so you just do it again. And you want to make sure you get your creases as best as possible. So it's going to look pretty much like this. Of course, it's all wonky on mine because that's how it rolls when I put the camera on. But this is truly the frustration I have, is I can tell if trimmers are just slightly off, and this one is just, I'd say 1/16 inch off. All right, so here's the front. You decide which way you want, you know, north and south. And if it's pattern, if it's directional, then that's what you're going to want to do. So this is how I do it. I fold. Sorry. It's just so much noise. So you're going to take this and you're going to fold it up just slightly like this. Just about, and depending on, if this is going to be the bodice, so it depends on how deep you want your skirt. I tend to make shorter waistlines, torsos, I guess, if you will, and then, you know, longer skirts. So here on the back, so you folded this up, you know, 1/4 inch, however, it really doesn't matter. In my opinion, it's just however you want to fold it. And this paper, honestly, these do work better with thinner paper. I would say more of a 24 pound. I don't know why I'm trying to get that little thing out. Than a. And this part I'm going to ink a little bit to make it easier to see. Let's see. And I am going to choose Dusty Concord. I think that is. Yep, Dusty Concord. I think it will lend itself nicely. The same dauber. Just so you can see this part. It's on the back. You can cover it up. Okay, so you're going to fold from the top as close as, make that a point as much as you can. Here we go. So I started watching Downton Abbey the other day again, because you know, it's Downton Abbey is always a good idea, especially when your DVD player craps out on you and you can't watch Doris Day movies to get a happy mood going on. I tried to make those as even as possible, but they're not. And you know what? It will survive. Then you are going to fold. Let's ink the edges a little bit. White on white is hard. White on camera is hard to see. And then you're going to, so I folded these down in the middle. And then I'm going to go, it always gives me fits and starts in here. You want this middle part right here. There we go. And you want the corners that you just folded to fold back in like this. And once they get started, they want to go that way. Again, crease as evenly, fold as evenly as you can. Then we're going to fold this triangle point down, just like that. And then we are going to take this part and we are going to fold it front ways. No, we're not. We're going to fold it back ways. My bad. My bad. I think that's the one I always try to try to fold the wrong way, no matter how many times I've done this, and I've done this quite a few times. That's why I don't need my prototype. So this is what it's going to look like. Again, you're going to take, oh, come on. It's going to look like this. We're working on the back. You're going to fold each side into the middle, and then you're going to fold it down so it looks like that, as close to that as you can get. I always want it this way, but it never seems to work. So, and then you're going to take these corners, you're going to fold them back until they meet this. And that's going to form the collar. So let's ink. Now this is where I tend to ink more. Start my ink. Again, I never like that inked. I like this inked, but not that. And that's just like driving me crazy because it's folded right there. Let's try to get that to fold flat. Much better. Much, much better. All right, so this is what it looks like. Then you're going to manipulate the paper. Now I am wanting a wider skirt, so I am almost making that right to the very, Now on the other side, so you've got your skirt right here, the beginning of your skirt. On the other side, do the same thing, and sometimes it never seems to work out. Sometimes never. Okay, that was, So there we go. Try to make it as even as you can, and then fold, 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 fold. There we go. There. Again, I guess it doesn't really matter because in real life, dresses don't have an equal fold when they're nice and full. Say they're in moving it now. So we've got this. This is what that looks like. You've got a fold here from earlier, and then that fold, and this is where, no, I'm going to wait. Okay, actually we can ink. So kind of what I tend to do is unfold it a little bit. Like I said, you can ink at any point. It might make it easier, but since there are certain areas I don't want inked, I tend to do it later on in the folding process. So I just have to unfold it. Of course, I've been doing this, I've done this for several times, so it's easier to unfold. So this is what you're going to have at this point. There. And then you're going to take this side and you're going to fold it as best you can into the middle. And then, again, as best as you can, see, you're wanting it like this. So as best you can, you're going to fold that in. And I use the point of a bone folder because it doesn't always like. Now I'm doing it at an angle, as you can see. And the steeper the angle, the wider the skirt. So using my bone folder, I just follow it down. Just like that. And then we'll ink. Because this is purple on purple, I can barely see the ink, but it's there. I have to keep reminding myself it's there. Ink, 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 ink. Maybe ink down here so the white doesn't show as much. When it folds over, it looks like that. Ink, ink, ink. Inkity, ink. And there we have it. So that is the front part so far. Turn it over again. Do the other side as evenly and best you can, and it never, ever, ever seems to work out right. I do not know why. So I'm pressing this, I'm pulling this in close, and then there we go. And trying, actually come down here. I misspoke. So when you fold this over, you've got it over like this, I'm going to start from down here, and then I'm going to fold up. Now, I'm pretty sure G and I do this differently. It does not matter as long as this is the end result. This is your dress. So far, we've got one more thing to do, and then we'll be done with the folding. So, okay, so here we have it. There we go. And then you're going to go again to the point, and you're going to fold it at an angle like this. There we go, there. There we go. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Here we go, loop-de-lie. Here we go, loop-de-loo. All on a Saturday night. And I'm just trying to match the shoulders up a little bit. There we go. And then on down to where it matches as best you can. All right, so here's our dress. Yay us. Hopefully I explained it and you're still with me. And what I do here is I just fold it and ink. There, so we have a dress. We have a pretty dress. All right, and so now comes the decorating part. Alright, so I have several things out here. In fact, I probably have too much. Especially for on camera, I have too much. But, here we are. What are we going to do? Bad boys, bad boys. What you going to do? What you going to do? They come for you. I've got some check here. Just see if I like any of it. Oh, that took us 24 minutes. Oh, no, I like that. I like that a lot. Don't need that much of it, though. Here we go, get on camera. Obviously, we don't want those black ones or the ones that don't have anything in them. So, I guess this would work out better, or I could turn the dang thing around. Okay, so the medication thing. So I went online to refill a medication that I've taken for forever, and it's for MS pain. No, it's for any pain. I don't know why people, it's gabapentin, I don't know why people people use it as a street drug. It doesn't do that much to me. I mean, you know, it doesn't make me high or anything. So it's like, what's the point? Alright, so here's this, and that will cover that nicely. Make sure I don't want to. I want to. Should have cut 2. Oh well, now I have 2 strips of gold latinum. 2 strips of latinum. Alright. Straighten up and fly right. I'm going to make sure this is thick right here. Okay. Anyway, so I went online to refill. It wasn't there. There was no hide nor hair of it. It wasn't anywhere. So I called, and they're like, well, you don't have that prescription anymore. The doctor canceled it on this date. And I'm like, why the bleepity bleep would she cancel it? And so it wasn't just, dang it, come on, let me get it. No, what am I doing? I actually licked my finger, y'all. I licked my finger as if it was cookie dough batter. Anyway, so they said there wasn't anything. They canceled it. She canceled it on this date, along with this other medication, which is like, OMG, it's what helps my spasticity in my thighs the most. And, you know, it's been canceled. It was canceled on the same date by some doctor in her office that I have never, ever heard of. Ever. Ever. Now, I talked to somebody where they said this, one of the meds, not the gabapentin, the brand name of it had been discontinued in the U.S. due to side effects. Well, I can tell you that most of those side effects I've never experienced. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Or I will say, not to any degree that I have not already had it. It was not something new and or made worse. Sorry if I bumped the camera. Get this. There. Isn't that pretty? We can, I think, lining, get back over this. There. Sometimes when you wrap it around the sides, it kind of takes it off that little fold, and that's what I'm trying to cover. Okay, so we could do this on the bottom. Or so anyway, they didn't have it, and they said they canceled it, and I'm like, I've never heard of that other person that canceled it, and so I was pretty upset, as you can imagine, because it's been almost a month, and they never called. They never called to say anything to me. They never emailed me. There was no communication. It was just like, oh, by the way, you know, and I had to find out. They didn't, you know. Again, blowing the tip sometimes. That helps the volcanoing, at least for me. So, yeah, I'm really just irritated. What am I going to do? That's shiny and pretty. Let's see what I can find that's going to match that. I'm starting to think nothing is. Now, some of you may be like, oh my God, you can do this. And you know what? That's great and fine, and I welcome you to do it. The only thing I can think of that I like is this, in all honesty. So we're going to continue to glue along here, and I'm going to try to get as much strippies of these little things off as I can. So yeah, no word, nothing. Nothing. So I am beyond upset about it. I was just, you know, today I'm numb. I'm sure really numb after all the things that have just gone on. So, yeah. To this point of starting this video, I had not heard back from the neurologist, so their office or anything. It did say that she was out of the office until today. So I know that she is busy. I would, surmise rightfully that she is busy from being on, I would think it's vacation, because everyone is. Which one is that? And because I am just so anal about all this. And because it curves. I'm going to cut it off right here. And then I will use that one for another part of it. A little bit of goop. So yeah, that happened. And the next thing I remember, and that wasn't the only thing. The next thing I remember is, I bumped my elbow right in the funny bone. I don't know why they call it a funny bone, because it's not funny at all. Hard. I mean really hard. I hit it on the corner of this filing cabinet over here. And OMG. Let us just say my dog, who does not like yelling in any way, shape, or form, was upstairs. And I knew she was going to go run for her crate if she wasn't in there already. Yeah, it really hurt. And then the power went out. So, it's just... Seriously, it's just not been a good... It had been a good 24 hours. And then the power went out. Or not the power, that GFI went out, that outlet. And so everything that was powered by there, everything, it's gone. It's like, are you kidding me? So I had to get extension cords, and, the fan in my window was bedroom window was sacrificed, because I needed the extension cord, which means my clock over there, bedside clock is gone. And my, up by the where it was at, the GFI, my TV was over there, and I have this weather station, because, I'm obsessed with the weather. And so it's out, which is my only clock on that side of the room, and the only illuminated one that I can see from that side of the room. It was just a cluster, you-know-what. Seriously. A serious cluster, you-know-what. Not... Yeah, I'm trying to laugh about it now. I chuckle. Oh, crap on a crap cracker. Come on. There. And then we'll glue this. Oh, for God's sake, I'm just going to run along here like I should have. This is my love-hate relationship with, I actually bought Fabri-Tac instead of 3-in-1, thinking, hoping, maybe it wouldn't be quite so bad. Yeah. Here we go. We'll cut right there. There we have it. So we have this. And, I mean, I could go for even more and, go around that, but I just don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to be too on the nose. I have discovered that alcohol takes this off. So, yeah, it's just been, and I know there were other things that happened, because it was a bad day. It hasn't been the best July and, beginning of August because of this that I've had. It's not the worst on record, I'm sure, but it's not been between the car, which was $800. Yeah, $800, y'all. $800 friggin' dollars. So yeah, I just don't want to do that. It'd just be too much. But we do want to put something in her thiglets, I think they call it. I would think. How much time do we have? Already 35 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. Because I do know that I'm thinking that I might want to put something small hanging off that. And where is that stupid heart that I saw? There it is. It's a gold heart, so it probably won't match. But that would show Sacramento all the way to Mexico. And I had never heard that until Mitzi. Never. I'd never heard that. And so I was almost today years old when I heard that for the first time. Again, this is just a necklace, Laura. You don't have to be so precious about it. There we go. Do, 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 do. I got my gray hair in there. I'm trying to think of what I might have easily accessible for that. And I know I'm pausing and it's like almost like dead air on TV. You're not supposed to do that. I am gonna do this. Methinks. Ooh, I know. I got it. 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 Keep that here. We're going to come through here. I was making a bunch of little, you know, what do I call those? Little things for journals and Happy Mail. Oh, for God's sake, go back in. So Joe scared the absolute crap out of me last night. I mean, like, seriously. When I'm really scared, when someone is just really, like, scared me, I yell. I'm like, ah! You know, and I'm like, ah! And I'll yell. I'm not even joking. I know. I did all that for nothing. But I want it to hang off there. We are going to make like a, what do you call it? Goes across? Choker. I'm just not quite sure how to attach that butterfly to it. So it lays flat. Get it back up there. And then you stuck that on there and you may not be able to use it. What if I stuck that in the middle instead of on an end? No, just come back over here. I don't know how that's going to look. Just go with it. It's either going to work or it's not. And you know what? If it doesn't work, well, you learned something, right? Come on. Stupid thing. But since we didn't glue any of this down, I can do this. You know, every once in a while I get smart. Alright, that's what that looks like so far. The story so far. And honestly, I think, I don't know. This is thinking on the go. And I'm sorry if I've bored you. I haven't decided. By the time I edit this, I may have fast forwarded all of it. Well, There's really nothing I can do about that. I do have several more. But I don't want it to... Oh, come on, open it. No. We're just going to do this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, though. I really want it right in the center, so I think I'm going to try and glue it. I know it's going to be really heavy, so this may not work. And you may be witnessing what is going to be a fail. And you know what? I was just watching Julia over at Camellia Crafts Designs, and she said something about the quote that says, you can't, trash is here, you can't go off the plan when there is no plan, or something similar to that. Alright, so we're going to leave that down there like that. Alright, we're leaving it there. Leave it. Leave it. Sometimes I have to talk to myself like I'm training and talking to my dog. Leave it. So here's that one. Yes, that took a long time. So this one could go really smooth, but I am not going to do it on camera, or if I do, I'm going to fast forward it. Anyway, so this is what we have done at this point. And I will hopefully decorate these and then record them and speed them up at the end. But for now, I'm going to stop recording. Alright, so you saw that sped up. These are the three we have done today. That is how that choker turned out. And I can't say I totally hate it. I can't say that I totally hate this. And the beautiful thing is, I bet if I wanted to, I could pull stuff up. Anyway, so here we have it. If you like what you have seen, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. As I said earlier, like, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment box. I'm not picky as to if it's a thumbs up or what. Because a comment is a comment is a comment on YouTube. There we go. I actually say I'm really pleased with these two. Jury's still out on this. But this I like. That I do like. Please. Anyway, I just said all that. And on that note, I bid you adieu. And peace out. Bye, guys.